Hello everyone, I am the Traveling Sports Nerd, and tonight I am going to my first ever St. Louis Blues hockey game. I've been to St. Louis a handful of times now. It's actually one of my favorite cities in the country. I love St. Louis. I love the St. Louis Blues brand so much that they're probably one of only a handful of teams that I'd be really interested in going to see and root for them. But this trip just worked out so perfectly. I've seen the Red Wings on the road tonight, Pistons tomorrow night, that seeing my hometown team on the road, always excited to see the Red Wings play on the road. And yeah, we will be at Enterprise Center tonight here in St. Louis, Missouri. This arena was built in the 1990s, and I'm excited to check it out and see what it's all about. I'm here with my buddy Sam today. He joined me for the trip. Really excited about that. This is his second time in St. Louis. He's been to a Cardinals game with me, but both of ours first time at Enterprise Center. I'm gonna make my way over to the arena. I will check back with you in a little bit.
Detroit penalty, number 46, Jeff Petrie, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 2:58. Petrie, Detroit, 2 minutes, cross-checking at 2:58. At the end of the first period, it's the 0-1. Detroit Red Wings also 0. Detroit goal, his 9th of the season, scored by number 37, JT Comfort. Assisted by number 48, Jonathan Berggren, and by number 11, Vladimir Tarasenko.
Hello, everyone. I am back in Metro Detroit. The final score, St. Louis Blues 2, Detroit Red Wings 1 in overtime. Wow. Wow. What a game. Real punch in the stomach as a Red Wings fan to sit through an ending like that. But wow, the home team ties the game up with 30 seconds left or so, and the Blues win the game in overtime. Really tough as a Red Wings fan. This is where it's like, should you go to games on the road and see them play your home team, or should you just be a fan of the home team for a night and see someone else? This game was an advertisement for the latter because this was a pretty painful loss to attend, I'll admit. But I still had a fun time, at least for about 57 minutes of that game. Enterprise Center, a really nice hockey arena. I definitely enjoyed it there. Love all the Blues decorations, whether on the outside of the arena or on the concourse. The St. Louis Blues have one of my favorite brands in all of sport, honestly. I'm a huge Michigan fan, so I've always loved the colors blue and yellow, so I love their color scheme. I think their logo is one of the best in sports. Seeing maybe my favorite logo in sports, if not one of them here, this winged wheel go up against the winged blue note was really awesome. Really cool. The Blues have one of my favorite goal horns in the league. I wish I wouldn't have heard it on Tuesday, but did have to hear it 2 times for a goal. It's a really nice goal horn, very loud, and very dedicated fan base in St. Louis. They were going crazy when they tied up the game and then won it in overtime. Love the organ at the arena. I know I say that at a lot of the hockey arenas I go to, but they have a really nice organ there, and I love a lot of the organ music that they play during games. Feels like a uniquely hockey thing, and that's really cool. I got a pack of 4 pins at this game. They were all vintage pins with their vintage 1990s era look. Love these pins. I got one with the 90s logo, which is pretty much the current logo, but it says St. Louis and it has a red trim on the outline. I got a pin that is that same logo, but it also says Blues across the top. I got a pin that says St. Louis Blues and it's got like sort of sheet music look behind it. And I got probably my favorite pin of all 4 of them, the shoulder patch logo from that era, which is St. Louis Blues with the instrument in the background. This is my first vlog in St. Louis, but I've been to the city on a handful of times, and I'm really excited to now have a video up from St. Louis because it's just one of my favorite cities, honestly. I had really low expectations going for my first time, and I ended up loving it. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of my hometown metro city of Detroit. The arch is so cool. It's so pretty. Pictures don't really do it justice with the Gateway Arch. I don't know if I even got any of it in the video here today, but it's something that's definitely worth seeing if you ever get the chance. And that drive into the city when you're like 20 minutes away and then 15 minutes away, how you can start to see the arch from the other side of the Mississippi is really cool. Even despite the loss, I'm really glad that I got to see a St. Louis Blues game in person and check it off the list. I would love to go back someday and maybe root for the Blues against a non-Red Wings team because I really enjoyed it there. Really nice arena, just a tough result. Want to give a huge thank you to my buddy Sam, aka the Explosive Lettuce. Make sure to check out his channel. I know he's done some videos from some of our trips. This was the first game of 3. We also saw an Oklahoma City Thunder and Oklahoma City Comets game on this trip. We stopped at Buc-ee's in Springfield. We even tried some Imo's Pizza. So very fun trip. Great as always to spend time with you, Sam. So thank you so much for tagging along. Traveling sports nerd from post-production here. I have to give one last shout out on this video. My younger brother is a student at Western Michigan right now. We're about 2 weeks out from the Blues game I went to, and just this past weekend was the men's Frozen Four. And my younger brother, with 2 of his friends from school, drove down to St. Louis on Saturday. We're in the same exact building that I was in 8-9 days prior. And they got to see their school win their first ever national championship in hockey. their first national championship school-wide since the 60s. A little bit of quick family lore here. You can tell by my channel that I've been a huge sports fan my entire life, and that's just always been my passion. My younger brother, not so much. I would go as far as to say he did not like sports growing up, and has opened up a little bit. If you've seen the Giants vlog on this channel, you've probably heard him celebrating during that game, so he's definitely opened up a little bit. For him to go and make a memory like that, a memory that is truly a bucket list memory for any sports fan, to see your team win a national championship, but also for, I wouldn't call Western a smaller school, but definitely a smaller brand as far as national brands like Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, Minnesota, you know. For Western to go and do this is so awesome, so incredible. So I am so happy for him. You can't tell me that the sports gods don't have a sense of humor because I have wanted to see my team win a national championship my entire life. Michigan's made it to the Frozen Four 8 times in my lifetime. They've only even made it to the Natty game once, and they lost that one. Western, they win it all in their first crack at the Frozen Four. I've attended 2 Frozen Fours. I never thought my brother would ever attend a Frozen Four, and sure enough, he gets it in the first go. So hopefully I'll get that luck down the line. But for now, Ben, I want to say a huge congratulations to you, and congratulations to Western fans and alums everywhere. Congrats on making a memory that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for having me, St. Louis. Thank you for having me, St. Louis Blues. I wish you wouldn't have broken my heart like that at the end of the game, but well, sometimes you get burned, right? Sometimes you get burned. So thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I look forward to going back to St. Louis in the future. Got to get a Cardinals vlog and a St. Louis City vlog at some point. I am the Traveling Sports Nerd, and I will see you next time.